Hi everyone, and welcome to my first attempt at making a home brewing video. I'm Sean and my channel is going to be called The Brewing Shed, and today we're going to be making a Cooper's Stout, and we're going to be using a kilo of extra dark spray dried malt extract. So let's get started. Open the tin. In the tin you'll find your brewing yeast, your instructions, and your lovely wort. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put that wort into a saucepan of boiling water. Because the wort is usually quite thick, what this will do is it will just make it a little bit more runny and a little bit more easier to get out of the tin. So we'll leave that in there for 10 minutes now. Put the kettle on and we'll see you in 10 minutes when that's done. Thank you. Right, by the magic of YouTube video, 10 minutes just seems to have flown by like that. Thanks to my lovely daughter who thought that would be a great line. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do then, we've just boiled this water. We're going to fill our fermenting bucket up to about 2 litres. A lot of instructions and bits will say that you put the wort in first, but because I'm going to be using malt instead of brewing sugar, what can happen is that it can clump. So the idea is I can get the clumps out while it's quite watery and not got the wort in, and I can just make sure that it's dissolved properly. So let's do that. It's 1.7. So just while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil again, the tip I got about the spray dried malt extract actually came from another channel, What's Brewing UK. Highly recommend that anyone who's brewing for the first time to go and have a look at that channel. Full of loads of hints and tips and different recipes and different bits to get creative with. Okay, so by the magic of YouTube we're going to skip forward until the kettle's boiled again, and we'll see you in a moment. Okay, so the kettle's literally just finished boiling, so we're going to top that up to around about the 2 litre mark. It doesn't have to be specific at this stage, to be honest with you. It's more to help you get the correct temperature for when you pitch your yeast. So about 2 litres is fine. I'm just going to refill the kettle up again. Because when we come to put the wort in, you want to get as much of it out of the tin and into the bucket as you possibly can. The wort is still going to be quite thick, even having been in boiling water for what must be 15 minutes or so now. So we'll show you a little trick to get all the wort out of the tin in just a second. But we've got 2 litres of hot water. We're going to now add okay. We're now going to add a kilo of extra dark dried malt extract. I'm going to use the brewer spoon. All the equipment that you see here, everything has been sterilised, washed and sterilised, and personally I just use either Milton, or if I can find it, as the Little Angel sterilising fluid. As a great man once said, if it's good enough for babies, it's good enough for me. So yeah, we're just going to pour in our malt extract, and we're going to give that a good stir and make sure that it's, I forget the words now, but we'll just put that in there. Malty smell already. That's nice. Okay. It's actually dissolving a lot better than I thought it would. I was expecting to find a lot of clumps, but no, that's going in quite lovely. Okay, just give that another good stir. Lovely, you can really smell the malt coming off of that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is just going to open up our tin of wort. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm actually going to leave the lid on there just a little bit. And what I would also recommend, bearing in mind that the wort has been in boiling water and is of course tin, find a tea towel or even gloves, or you know, whatever you've got laying around the room, just to pick it up, especially in a moment when I show you the trick to making sure that you get all the wort out of the can. So there's no special trick to this, we just simply pour it over and pour it in. Get that all in there. And then if you can look inside that tin, you'll see that there's actually quite a lot of wort still left in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going and someone forgot to boil the kettle. So by the magic of YouTube. Okay, so we're back again, and this time we remembered to put the kettle on. So I've just been giving the wort just a bit of a stir while I've been waiting for that, just to keep it lively. So yeah, what we're going to do now then, because we've still got quite a lot of wort left in the can, we're just going to take freshly boiled hot water, pour that into the can, like so. We're going to take our brewer spoon and we're just going to give that a gentle stir, just to try and get the last remaining wort out of the tin. So I think that's doing it. The reason that I left the lid a little bit on earlier was so that when I pick this up, if we pour it over the lid like so, it will also get any wort that's been left on the lid And there you go. That's how to get as much of the wort out of the tin as you possibly can. So we're just going to give that another stir, just get it all mixed up good and proper. Oh, I think you've got to be here to smell it. That always smells absolutely amazing at this stage. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to, I better check this actually because I haven't made this particular kit before. Yep. We're just going to top our fermenting bucket up to 23 litres. Most fermenting buckets will actually come with a measuring means on the side. If my camera person goes the other way, she'll see it. So we're just going to top that up roughly with cold water to about 23 litres. But what we also want to be keeping an eye on at this stage is our temperature gauge, because to pitch the yeast ideally we want it between 21 and 27 degrees. Right, so I'm just going to check the temperature on that now and see if I need to add any more boiling water. And yes, I do. So I'm just going to put the kettle on again. Okay, and we'll see you in a moment. Right, so we've topped that up with boiling water to roughly 23 litres. I think I might have gone just a little bit over and gone up to 24 actually, but never mind, it's more to drink, isn't it? So if my assistant will zoom in on the temperature readings down here, we can see that that's just coming out now at 24 degrees, which is ideal. It's in the range that we want before we can pitch our yeast. So I'm just going to give that one last final good stir. Make sure that's all mixed in. Okay, and we are going to add the yeast. So this is just the standard Cooper's yeast that came with the kit. Some people like to chop and change, they have preferred yeast. I haven't been brewing that long, so personally I'm just quite happy to use the kit, the yeast that came with the kit. Again, lots of different people have different ways of putting the yeast in. I'm just going to sprinkle mine on the top. And then I'm just going to give that a little bit of a dab down. And maybe just a quick little stir. So what we're going to do now, again, all this has been sterilised before use. I'm just going to, it's actually the best way for me to do this, I think. Just going to take an OG reading, so we'll just drop that in there, spill it all over the side, which will cheer the missus up. Yep, that's pretty much what we expected. That's dead on 1040. So yep, that's brilliant. It's also worth, if you have got a thermometer, to take the room temperature. And there's also, there is a formula out there to work out the ABV of your beers, but personally I can't be bothered with all that. I downloaded an iBrews app for my iPhone. I just put those details in there and it works out the ABV for me. So all we've got left to do now put the lid on our fermenting vessel. I use water from the kettle just because I know with it being boiled it's been pretty much sterilised. Put our cap on, and then in about 24 hours, hopefully a lot less, we come back to that and we should see that bubbling away like crazy. I'll load this video up today and then take another short video tomorrow of it fermenting and put that up as well. Thank you very much.